everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Today marks the beginning of all of my fall soap making, and this year I have 3 fall soaps in my line. I'm going to be doing 2 of the one that I'm showing you today, and I'm very excited because it took me a little while to come up with some of these designs that I'm going to be showing you, and I think these are going to be the best fall soaps that I've ever had. So I'm very excited to start sharing those with you. And the first one we're going to do is pumpkin apple butter, and this is a fragrance oil by Nature's Garden. It's one of my absolute favorites, and you saw me do this last year in candles, and I typically do 1 pumpkin soap in my line. So this is one that I've done before, and I really love the way it sets up in cold process soap, and it smells awesome. So let's get started with soap making. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and combine our room temperature lye and water with our room temperature oils and butters. Okay, we're going to mix this just to emulsification, so a very super light trace. Okay, that's looking good. So we're going to be doing some piping in this recipe, so I'm first going to set off what I'm going to be using for my piping, which is going to be about 1 cup of soap. That's going to be reserved for the piping. And then the next thing I'm going to do is split off my white. This is going to be, the base color is going to be brown, and the reason why is because this color does discolor quite a bit. So we want to make sure that we are working with the discoloration, and I'm going to be putting brown into there so that I get all my brown soap colored evenly. Sometimes if you don't add brown to a soap that's going to discolor, you get bits that didn't mix in all the way with the fragrance, and you get uncolored bits of soap. So I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to be going ahead and adding in some brown mocha brown mica powder from Nurture Soap. So I get some even coverage here. And I'm going to be adding in titanium dioxide to my drop swirl portion. And then I'm also going to be using some organic pumpkin puree. This was hard to find, you guys. I tell you what, because it's still July, I had to go to 3 different stores to find pumpkin puree in my area because it's not quite pumpkin season. And let me tell you, it's 105 degrees today. I was not all too pleased with having to go out in the heat and take care of that today, but it's all for the soap. Okay, so I'm going to be adding in my pumpkin puree just to the brown portion because I don't want to, this pumpkin puree will probably turn off like brown in the soap. So I want to go ahead and it'll turn an off-white or a brown. It's not going to stay all the way white. So I want to make sure that that stays just in the brown portion of the soap. And then we're going to go ahead and blend up the white. that's good. Then I'm gonna go ahead and mix in my brown and my pumpkin puree and get that white out of the way. Now, the pumpkin puree doesn't really accelerate trace much, but once I add this pumpkin apple butter fragrance, the fragrance will accelerate this a little bit. So this is why it's a good idea to have everything prepped and ready to go before you start. Okay, so I'm just gonna blend here a little bit, and now I'm gonna be adding in my pumpkin apple butter fragrance, which is so, so good. I love this fragrance so much, but I gotta tell you, it's so weird to be using it when it's still so hot outside. I wish we could make soap, cold processed soap, when the weather matches, because it would just be so much more fun. But we need to give this lots of time to cure, and we need to give people time to purchase soaps right at the beginning of the fall. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and pour all of the brown soap into the mold. And I said that this was going to set up rather quickly, and it did not. Actually, it performed beautifully. So we're just going to pour the brown in all the way. And then I'm going to take the white and do a drop swirl into the mold. So we're just going to make an S pattern. Like that. And then I'm going to scoop the rest out. Put it on top. Okay, then we're going to take a spoon. I'm going to take like a serving spoon. We're just going to take a serving spoon and we're going to do a spoon swirl, which I'm just taking my spoon and I'm going around, but I'm touching the bottom of the mold as I go. Just kind of flipping the soap just to kind of get that white nice and swirled inside there. Okay. So we are going to be doing some piping on top of this soap. So I'm going to give this some minute to set up over here, and then we'll be right back to pipe. Okay, so now we're just going to add a little bit of that titanium dioxide into the piping, and we're going to stick blend that in on high speed. Okay, we're just going to let that set up to a very thick trace, and then I will be right back to show you the piping. Okay, this piping is set up and ready to go. As you can see, it's sticking nicely to my spoon when I hold it upside down. It's not dropping immediately. It's a good indicator that we have some good piping texture. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill up my piping bag. One particular cup here that I use for filling up my piping bags. Okay. Now you do have to leave the piping unscented here unless you want brown piping. But in this case, I want white piping, so you do have to leave it unscented from that pumpkin apple butter, so it stays white. Okay, let's go ahead and get the soap mold back over here. Go ahead and pipe. Okay, I'm just twisting my bag to get my piping down there. And then we're just gonna pipe, I'm gonna just pipe one. I might layer this. Oh, this piping is perfect. I might layer this piping with another dollop, depending on how much piping I have left over. Okay. And you'll notice I'm not smashing my piping tip down to the soap. I'm holding it up and I'm leaving space so that it piles nicely. Okay, we definitely have enough piping to do a dollop on top. I might just put another little squeeze here on the side, but not too much. Piping consistency is so nice. Just love the feathery texture. Okay. I do have some additional piping, so we're just gonna put one more dollop. right on top, like this, on the middle piece. Okay, now that that's on there, we're gonna go ahead and put on some, I made little orange embeds to go right on top of the middle. And I made these out of a little, let's see, I might have it here. Yeah, I have 2 of these little round, they look like little melon balls from vanulay.com. I'll put the link in the description box so you can check that out. They have awesome realistic molds. I just love them. They're so good. They're so easy to use. Okay, so then on the top of each of these little dollops, I'm gonna put my, I'm sorry, I need to take off my glove here. Embeds tend to slip right out. And we're just gonna place the little orange embed right in the middle. So cute, so festive. Just kind of makes me want fall to be here right now. Whenever I make these soaps, I feel like it just puts me in the mood for fall. And then I get kind of sad because I know I've said this before, but every time I make these fall soaps, I get a little bit like, oh, I won't get to make these fall soaps again until next season. It's kind of sad, even though I love it so much. It's like something to look forward to, but it goes by so fast. Because these are really kind of some of my favorite soaps to make, because these fragrance oils are some of my most favorite. I like warm fragrances. The only thing about fall and winter soaps that are a little bit of a bummer is that most of them discolor. So you do have to work with that. Okay, there's that. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I have some orange vibrance mica and some shimmer gold mixed up over here. I'm just gonna tap it over the top of my soap. Taking a little brush, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it over the top. Just to give it kind of that extra shimmer without putting a drizzle on top. I don't like to cover up that white piping so much. I just think it looks so good. Kind of just looks like whipped cream or something. So I put on the little mica dusting just to give it a little something extra. And I'm just using a makeup brush. This makeup brush was a free gift from MAC Makeup last time I went in, and I don't ever use it for my face, so hey, why not use it for soap? Okay. This is so fun, you guys. It's so pretty. I just love it. I just really believe that these fall soaps are going to be the best I've made ever. So another thing about this recipe, you guys, is I did not use any coconut oil in this recipe, but I did use cocoa butter because I wanted this soap along with the pumpkin puree added in there to be luxurious and more lotion-like, very moisturizing. So I will be putting the recipe on my Patreon page. Thank you so much to all my patrons who've already come in and pledged. There's lots of recipes already posted on there for you to take advantage of. for just $5 a month. So if you would like this recipe and many others, please go ahead and check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to that in the description box, or you can just click on the Patreon icon in the top right hand corner of the banner on the banner of my channel. Okay, last thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and spritz this down with some rubbing alcohol just to get everything sealed in. And I'm going to give you a close-up. All right, here's the close-up of the first pumpkin apple butter out of several that I need to make for this season. I hope you liked this. Please stay tuned for the cutting. Okay, everybody, we're back to go ahead and cut the pumpkin apple butter soap. And it already smells so good. I can't wait to see what those swirls look like. So today I'm just using my single bar cutter so I don't mess up any of those embeds, because I notoriously don't get those right, lined up perfectly. So just cutting off my end piece here. Here's the first piece. Looks so pretty. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, this video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This recipe will be posted on my Patreon page. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Catch you on the next video.